Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Hopefully you're enjoying your Tuesday morning wherever you are. Last Tuesday of August 29th, 2023. Getting kind of crazy down here in Florida. I have a hurricane off somewhere between Cuba and Florida this morning. It should be an interesting few days. There may not be a show tomorrow if we don't have any power, but that's a typical situation we face pretty much every August and September. Not a big deal. But this issue this morning is going to go pretty much completely off script. Usually we kind of follow along with what's going on with the HeisHockey.com article of the day, but that's not the case today. I'm going to step outside my comfort zone, maybe step well outside of yours as well. Did not want to bring in a guest this morning, thought about it. No one wants to touch this issue with a 10-foot pole. They are scared. National Hockey League has a hypocritical issue. Gary Bettman and the NHL has given Montreal Canadiens defender Logan Mallow the green light to play in the NHL. Logan is now eligible to play in the NHL as early as this coming season. Mallow has been spending the last 3.5 years of his life appearing at schools, taking part in rehab, along with respect and consent sessions and sensitivity courses. Logan has also been hosting public talks about respect, hard work, and responsibility. Logan was drafted in the first round of the 2021 NHL entry draft by the Canadiens. Prior to being chosen, the player said he didn't deserve the honor of being drafted and tried to remove himself from the draft. His comments came after news emerged that while playing in Sweden in 2020, he secretly photographed an 18-year-old woman who was engaged in a sexual act with him, and then shared the images with his teammates without her consent. He was charged under Swedish law with defamation and offensive photography and fined the equivalent of about $1,600. Let me ask you this. Is the Canadiens' prospect transgression somehow less serious of a issue than grade school and middle school bullying? Hold on to that one for a second. Ice hockey player Mitchell Miller, 20, maybe 21 now, bullied a developmentally disadvantaged playmate in 2016. At 14, Mitchell and a friend tricked Isaiah Meyer Crothers into eating a piece of candy that the other wiped in a bathroom urinal. Pretty stupid. Miller later admitted to bullying Meyer Crothers. An Ohio juvenile court sentenced Miller to community service that year. In 2020, the Arizona Coyotes drafted Miller as the team's first pick in the draft. The Coyotes later folded under public pressure after a report in the Arizona Republic and promptly renounced Miller's draft rights. University of North Dakota renounced Miller's entry into North Dakota for going to college. And a few years later, the Boston Bruins signed Miller to a contract. Again, outraged and sued. The team then rescinded the contract. Mitchell Miller's actions at the age of 14 were horrific, stupid, reprehensible, and allegedly the conduct or the behavior started when the boys were in second grade. Bullying a disadvantaged, challenged child with racial slurs is not good. It's something we don't do. Something that is considered horrific by some. Combating any childhood bullying ought to be a leading social issue. Miller deserved to face consequences, and he did. The court ruled in the direction of community service. What's happened to Miller years later is a push to disqualify him from all future employment. We all heard Batman. Miller's ban could be everlasting. The NHL says the dumb decision as a kid, one that didn't require jail time, warrants a career-long sentence. That raises a larger question about the blacklisting of fired and canceled subjects. How long must one sit out for personal misconduct? Do these bad actors, but not criminals, get a second chance ever? Miller's ban from the NHL is excessive, but it's also inconsistent with how sports and other leagues have done business. Locker rooms in the NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, NBA are filled with athletes with dark past, many of whom have committed violent crimes. And then there's Deshaun Watson. Nearly 30 women accused the Cleveland Browns quarterback of sexual misconduct. Watson preyed on women as an adult and returned after serving an 11-game suspension. 11 games. Watson gets to return to his $230 million contract. Miller does not. Miller does not get an opportunity to redeem himself. His behavior as a 14-year-old cost him a career as an adult. Consider the precedent that sets. Should past bullying become the next non-starter? This response would not end with Miller. Unfortunately, bullying is and was extensive through adolescent years of most athletes. It's clear to say Miller is not the only athlete or coach or even employee who previously bullied a peer or used a racial slur. 14-year-old Mitchell sounds like a punk, a bully, a juvenile delinquent, someone whose parents didn't teach him how to conduct himself. Mitchell Miller also paid his debt to society. He apologized. And his actions already cost him 2 professional jobs in hockey. He faces a life sentence in the NHL and perhaps elsewhere. Here's my beef. Many of the members of Team Canada's who won the gold at 2018 World Juniors have made public statements regarding an alleged sexual assault that's under investigation by Hockey Canada, the police, and the National Hockey League. Up to 8 men, some or all of them have been on the team, have been accused of taking part in an alleged sexual assault group rape following the Hockey Canada Foundation Gala in 2018 in London, Ontario. While that investigation is complete, the names of the 8 players have yet to be made public. Why not? Where are the criminal charges? Hockey Canada officials lost their jobs, yet as many as 8 current NHL players remain in the National Hockey League. How does that make any kind of sense? As a parent, we went through this. Tommy was bullied at a school he went to. My son was not subject to that situation more than one time. We addressed it immediately. So why was not more done in Miller's case? There are clearly a lot of adults that overlooked that situation. But the big question is, where was Supermom then? Why did she not take her kid out of the school? Why did she not escort her kid through the halls of the school in first grade or on the bus? Where was she? Why was not more outrage done when the kid was in first, second, third, and fourth grade? When all this stuff allegedly started happening. Something was done in middle school. Great. Miller satisfied the requirements of the juvenile court and moved on with his life. I have personally talked to a coach that recruited Miller, spent a whole season with Miller, and tells me that young man matured. Kids do that. But clearly there are folks out there that have not. When other personalities get away with slaps on wrist, this case gets blown up only because of the race issue. Yes, you heard that right. This case gets blown up only because Miller's Mitchell was not white. And what if the races were reversed? Nothing to see here. You are a racist for trying to make a big deal out of childish behavior. That's what would happen to us right now if those races were reversed. If we were slamming Miller or Carruthers for bullying Miller, it would have been nothing. We all would have been yelled at for this. And that's the biggest issue. It's only outrageous when it's a person of color as the victim and a Caucasian is the principal. Battery, rape, killing someone while driving drunk, all transgressions the NHL players have returned to the game from, but not Mitchell Miller. Hockey mom Megan Gilman from Colorado said this yesterday in the group. Racism can't be reversed. And once again, using a horrific sexual assault case to excuse a racist behavior is ignorant. And now I see that this group is not a safe space. And I question if my own son has a safe space in hockey while the narrative you are spinning, conservative, hating, blah, 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 plays out in this group in hockey in general. Megan, does your son need a safe space from hockey or just a safe space from you? This issue is nuts. Just nuts. But so is our culture. So is our society. I'm over it. We're done. It's over. Stop the madness. When are the rest of the hockey community going to tell the National Hockey League, you're full of crap? Stop folding under pressure to this craziness. Get over yourself. Gary Bettman's an idiot, a hypocrite, and a joke. Get the hell out of hockey. That's it for today, folks. Well, heavy for a Tuesday. Enjoy your morning coffee and have a great